Now, Holly, typically, statistically, when you have a jury at this point who appears to be deadlocked, they're given, as we just heard from the judge, an Allen charge to go back, continue deliberating. If they can't, that's what they're instructed to do at this point. Um, Statistically, do they usually come back with a verdict? Does they usually come back with a guilty verdict, a not guilty verdict? A lot of cases we've covered here on Law and Crime, once they're given that Allen charge, they still remain deadlocked, and it's ultimately a hung jury. We've seen the opposite too. We've seen guilty verdicts, maybe partial verdicts. Typically, what do we see, and what are you expecting?
I think there's one or two holdouts. My prediction is that there are about two people, maybe three, who are not in agreement with the majority. So they heard something differently, or they're not wanting to apply the law to the facts as they know it, or they think that something did or didn't occur, and that's different from the rest of the jury. And I think statistically that Allen charge is very important. That's what I was referencing earlier in this broadcast, where I said I think the judge is going to tell them that, listen, we need you to keep working. We need you to keep working. We think you're fully capable of it. We had an entire 1 to 2 day process of voir dire or voir dire, depending on what part of the country you went to law school in. And, we vetted everybody perfectly to make sure they didn't have any bias or prejudice that precluded them from being able to render a fair and impartial jury verdict. So I like the utility of this Allen charge because it really reminds the jurors of their job. Statistically speaking, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say you're going to get a verdict before midnight tonight. I think they're going to see how I think juries like to say, hey, this is too hard. We don't really know. There's a couple of us that aren't following in suit. And so we're stuck. And then the dance continues. So my bold prediction is that by midnight, you'll get a jury verdict. We'll see if I'm right.
And you hear, yeah, we'll see. And you hear the judge saying, don't feel pressured by the other jurors, but follow what